We must protect our most vulnerable, our children.
Do you feel more like a girl or like a boy?
A girl.
Why do you say that?
Because I...
Yes, you have seen this clip. Disgusting. This is what lawmakers are standing up to ban. Look at a young child. Look at the doctrine they are giving this child. Few hours ago, something terrible happened.
We must protect our most vulnerable, our children. After all, minors can't vote, can't purchase alcohol, can't purchase cigarettes. We shouldn't allow a minor to get a permanent gender-altering surgery in Oklahoma. That's why I'm calling for the legislature.
A few moments later.
Yes, welcome back. The mainstream media will never cover this. Recently, transgender rights activists stormed the state capital Rotunda on Monday to demonstrate a push by Republicans to limit so-called gender-affirming care in the state. About 150 people, many holding signs and banners, chanted "Trans Life Matter" ahead of a new legislation season in which lawmakers had pre-filed bills aimed at curtailing treatment like hormone replacement therapy.
We must protect our most vulnerable, our children. After all, minors can't vote, can't purchase alcohol, can't purchase cigarettes. We shouldn't allow a minor to get a permanent gender-altering surgery in Oklahoma. That's why I'm calling for the legislature. Thank you. That's why I'm calling for the legislature to send me a bill that bans all gender transition surgeries and hormone therapies on minors in the state of Oklahoma. As governor, I will never shy away from calling out right from wrong. I will not be intimidated by partisan interest groups or make decisions based.
Yes, I just wonder if, let's just say, Trump supporters waked up and did this, they could have tempted MAGA extremists. But now the mainstream media cannot say anything because they are in support with what is going on. They are not extremists. They stormed the Capitol, like you have seen. I don't want to bring the full footage, very disturbing. I don't understand what exactly is going on. This is simple. If you want gender affirming care, move to state where they can do that to you. What get me annoyed with all of this is the fact that some medical professionals carry out these operations without parental consent.
Fit who he was. He didn't want to wear the things that girls wear. He didn't want to wear, the underwear that girls wear. Gender dysphoria is the experience that people have where the sex they were assigned at birth, their sort of biological sex, is different from their sense of self or their gender identity.
Gender is not a choice. We know from years and years of research that your gender identity is set by the age of about 5.
My son, B, is 18. He came to his true identity very early at first. I remember him telling me that he wasn't Supergirl, he was Superman when he was 2.
If I asked anybody out there whether you're a girl or a boy, you could probably give me an answer. And then if I follow that up by asking, when did you know that? Most people feel like they've known it their whole life. And it is no different for our transgender kids. They have known it their whole life. They just may not have been able to express it.
When B first was understanding that something was different about himself and didn't have words for it and didn't have a way to explain it, he was very anxious. He was very withdrawn. He was very upset with his life. He didn't really know what to do to feel better. Gender Health Services is a program through the Division of Adolescent Medicine. I'm the chief adolescent medicine doctor who sees patients with any gender concerns. And we are linked with endocrinology, both adult and pediatric, with mental health services in terms of psychology and therapy, with psychiatry, and we have a host of other medical treatments depending on what people need.
When I work with a child who's gender expansive, it really depends where they are when they come to me. And the key here is using a gender affirmative type of therapy.
We follow what's called the WPATH model, which is the World Professional Association for Transgender Health. And it's an international standard of care that includes a mental health provider with a hormone prescribing physician. The very first thing that we did was talk to Emma about what do we do now?
We spend a lot of time getting a pretty thorough history of gendered behaviors and expression.
It took some conversations with my husband. It took some conversations.
Transgender rights activists stormed the state capital Rotterdam on Monday to demonstrate a push by Republicans to limit so-called gender-affirming care in the state. About 150 people, many holding signs and banners, chanted "Trans Life Matter" ahead of a new legislation season in which gov lawmaker had pre-filed bill aimed at curtailing treatment like hormone replacement therapy. One of the new proposals, Senate Bill 129, will ban healthcare professionals in the single state from referring anyone on for gender-affirming care, including both surgical and non-surgical interventions. The second bill, Senate Bill 252, aimed to prevent anyone under 18 from undergoing a sex change operation. The bill are part of a slate recent gender-related proposal in the state, including one signed into law last year by Republican Governor Kevin that banned trans women from competing in women's school sport. Now they came out.
The very first thing that we did was talk to Emma about what do we do now?
We spend a lot of time getting a pretty thorough history of gendered behaviors and expression.
It took some conversations with my husband. It took some conversations with the rest of the family just to educate ourselves. We didn't know what was going on.
A supportive family is really important in the adjustment of children who are gender expansive.
We went away just to try out those new pronouns. Just what's it like to say he instead of she? What's it like for him to be affirmed as male when we're in a restaurant? What's it like for him to order a Pepsi as a male? Kids whose families were accepting were 8 times less likely to try to commit suicide than kids whose families were highly rejecting. We went to a consignment store. We bought a couple of pairs of dude pants, and he strutted around in them until they just about fell off of him. So just anything you can do that says to your kid that I love you and who you are is okay with me, I think is life affirming for them. Without a doubt, the most important thing you should know as a parent